Hey everybody, SoCal Forest Ninjas here. Just wanted to go over a few things from the events of Wednesday. Um, we'll start at the picnic bench, and I've already looked at this. You're more than welcome to check for yourself. But if you go to the past video, it says right under our noses, and look at the sticks leaned straight up against the tree, and I think it's 4 rocks piled up to the left of the sticks. Um, 5.5 weeks later, I got up there on Wednesday, and all the sticks are worked into the rocks, and there's been more rocks added to that pile. You can clearly see a significant difference. So, a wonderful before and after, and that is literally right next to a picnic bench of an area that people frequent quite often on trails to go hiking. Um, I did walk one of the trails and stuff, and it's a very intermediate trail. It's paved pretty much the entire way. It does not go off the way I go, so it actually goes the opposite way, and then does a loop and then double backs on itself. Um, Obviously, I showed you I don't do trails, and there's a reason for that. So, um, yeah, we covered the picnic bench. So, I'm going up the hill, and I got to the rock cross. All of that still looks the same. I did notice a couple of, I think 2 new leaners on that hillside. Um, and then when I got to the top of that hill, to where I start to go down to the structure, I noticed that big rock pile behind that tree. Well, I can guarantee you that rock pile is new. I can guarantee you that. And that rock pile is also pointing directly at that structure, in that direct direction of that structure. Um, I don't know what to make of that. So I got down to the structure, and I checked the bought firewood, the stuff that you would buy at the store, and how I restacked it, and that had not changed. But there was a little piece of bark sitting just to the left of it, and I'm pretty sure that was not there because I threw my legs over that big tree to get over it. So if I had done that, that bark wouldn't have been there. I can guarantee you that. So that was new. And I distinctly remember now exactly what I did. I had walked down the trail to the left to where I found where it looked like something had been sitting, and that's where I put my static cam, where all I got was the chipmunk. I had then proceeded further down that trail to find out that I could not get through due to fallen trees, and I had came back to the structure. So from that structure, I walked to the back of that structure, back towards the bought firewood, and continued up that hill to the next canyon back. I remember this because I was out of range of my walkie-talkies with my wife, which have a 5-mile range, and I had to switch to texting her on my cell phone. That was where I was sitting underneath the tree. So when I'm sitting underneath that tree, straight forward is that trail that I put that 360 cam on. Now right in front of me, where I was sitting underneath that tree, that is the spot where it looks like hundreds of prints. Now, I'm not calling them footprints because I don't know. The dirt is very sandy and it's very loose. It acts a lot like a beach. When you make a step, it just kind of collapses in on itself when you lift your foot up, so you lose all that definition. But you can clearly see where something 6 inches long to 16 inches long, I mean massive, I mean there were hundreds of them, and that is where I put my 360 cam. So upon arrival Wednesday and making it to the back of the structure, I didn't get very far. They have completely barricaded that entire hillside up. Doesn't matter if I went right, doesn't matter if I went left. It was impassable to a point to where some spots you would need a chainsaw to get through. I did double back to the structure, I think 5 times. So I'd go up one way, not get nowhere, come back to the structure, try a different way, not get nowhere, and I did that about 5 times. And it was on the 5th time, just after I had found that big metal bar out in the middle of nowhere, that I realized that when I have my phone out, things are dead quiet. But as soon as I put my phone in my pocket and took my hand out, I would get a grunt or a branch break. As soon as I took it out, it was dead silent again. So I actually played with it a little bit. It was really quite interesting. I believe I was when I was at that pole looking at that metal bar, I was within 50 feet of a watcher. It was directly up the hillside to my right. He's the one that gave me the grunt and the branch break, and I believe after I had left that area, I got back down to the structure, and that's when I think I heard a growl. But before I got to the structure, I turned the camera off, I put it in my pocket, I raised my hands, and I said, hey, I just want to come get my camera. I have no weapons on me. I'm not here to hurt you. You know, you obviously don't want me back there for obvious reasons, and I understand that. I just want to get my camera. If you allow me to get my camera, I'll get out of here peacefully and I'll leave you guys alone. But if I don't get my camera, I'm going to keep coming back, trying to get it. So we're going to get used to each other eventually. And I could hear what sounded like just not rocks being thrown, but rocks just kind of rolling down the hillside. Absolutely incredible. I didn't try and focus on it too much. I knew the direction it was coming from, so I just kind of glanced around and just made it look like I was looking everywhere, like I didn't know where it came from, but I knew that it was there. So after all that, I proceeded back down to the structure for the last time, where I decided to call it, and I believe that's where I heard the growl. It was a real deep. So it's very, very active, very active. I had no idea it was that active. Absolutely amazing. I mean, this would be the 3rd time I've been up there, and I'm definitely going to keep going back there because I'd really like to try and build some sort of relationship. But I believe there to be at least half a dozen individuals up there. Like I said, I saw prints 6 inches wide up to 16 inches. So, you know, like I said, I couldn't tell exactly what they were, but I did find a couple of prints that were very suspect, and those are all documented in previous videos. So, absolutely amazing. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it right now. And at no time up there did I feel I was being watched this time. No time did I feel threatened. Even after that one gave me the grunt and the branch break. I mean, I knew what that was. I mean, it was just like, okay, well, if you come any further, we're going to have to do something. I knew what that was. I got that message immediately, and that's when I just put my phone away and put my hands up and said, hey, not here to hurt you. You know, I don't mean you no harm. Just want to get my camera. So, but I asked them if they wanted to go get it for me. I would gladly wait right there for them. And I didn't get a response, so I took that as a okay, game's over and we're not playing no more. So decided to leave, and I'll try again. I'm gonna try again eventually. So very cool, very very cool. Um, I believe the watcher followed me back down to the structure, and once he saw me go back up the hill towards where I came from, that's when he just kind of stopped following me. And just, I mean, absolutely amazing. I didn't smell anything. So, but I did see deer droppings, so that's good. I saw three separate piles of deer droppings, so that does mean there is a food source up there for them. I did show the lake, you know, at the top of that mountain. So there's a water source. There's no rivers or anything going through there, but at night they shouldn't have any problem getting to that water source from that side of the lake that I was on. It's not it's populated, but it's very sparsely populated, and the other side is very populated for, I think, 5 or 6 miles inland from the lake, and after that it just goes to woods and to nothing. So they're there. I can guarantee you that. That was absolutely amazing experience, and I pushed hard, but not so hard that it got me in trouble. And being out there solo, unarmed, I really need to consider the boundaries I push with them. Really cool. Really, really cool. Glad, I mean, I'm not even mad about losing that camera, because I know that camera's still out there. I don't know if they have done anything with it, but I know no humans have gotten to it because they do not want people back there. And I believe it's because they have little ones back there. Absolutely incredible. I apologize for the crappy camera angles. I need to watch where I'm walking because I am in rattlesnake country, and they could be anywhere, so I need to watch for rattlesnakes. I only do little videos and stuff that I find interesting because I do it with my cell phone. That way it goes from life to the phone right to you guys. I don't do no editing or nothing, no tampering with it or nothing, so no one can say I messed with it. And plus I need to conserve energy in case I do need emergency services. I need to make that call. So that's absolutely amazing. I do plan on going back out there again. When I did get back to the structure after I got that grunt and that branch break, like, hey, I'm here, you can't go no further, I threw up my hands, you know, did the whole spiel, and turned around and started walking down the hill. I can hear every once in a while, you know, some stuff crunching. Pretty cool. But I did get back down to the structure, and just as a good faith, like, hey, that was a good game kind of thing, I did leave him some cool looking rocks. And some glass marbles and stuff like that on the tree where the bought firewood was. And I'd say, hey, great game, guys. You won this one, but I'll be back because I'm going to leave you these. So come get them, when I get up to the hill. And that was where he stopped. So just absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to get back up there again. So if you guys have any ideas of things I should do, leave them in the comments, or you can also send them to me in SoCalForestNinjas@gmail.com. Always able to talk more privately through the email. Like I said, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about that camera. I am so thrilled about just the sudden changes in the length of effort they went through to keep me out. It's incredible to see that change in just a short period of time. And these aren't small trees. I mean, some of these trees I couldn't even get my arms around to hug it. So, and you can clearly tell that they did not come from where the tree roots were. When I was up at that, where I found that bar, it was that tree root with the rocks in it. Gentleman by the name of Chris Marola actually found something very similar in his area, and he's in I think Michigan. He's also an author that wrote a book called The One That Runs and Hides. So check him out. He's a great guy. Find some amazing things. Absolutely incredible stuff happening, and lots of wildlife, lots of food sources, and a lot of evidence in his area. It just, I went up to SoCal thinking, they're not down here. They don't want to be here. Well, I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. So, but I'm glad. I'm very glad. I am very content on leaving that camera out there longer. And I can't wait for our next game. I can't wait for our next game. So, I'm actually going to get on some maps and see if I can't get a back way in and throw them through a loop next time. And if I can get a back way in and get to where I was sitting underneath that tree, I know exactly where that camera is. And that'll be a point for me. So here we are, just in a standoff right now. I'm calling it 1.5 to 1.5. So they let me out there. They let me put the cameras out there. I think they weren't expecting anybody, and I kind of snuck in. They were wise to me when I went to go get the cameras. I heard the thumping on the ridge to my right when I went to go get the static cam, and I also heard the crunching on the other ridge to my left when I went to go get the static cam. So there was one paralleling me on the ridge on my right, and one paralleling me on the ridge to my left when I went to go get the cameras the first time. And they had the high ground, and I was the sitting duck down on the bottom. So, but I've heard those thumps before. I've actually heard them in Idaho. I was cleaning up the property. There was no one home. My wife had gone antiquing with her stepmom for the day. My father-in-law had to go do some work for a few hours, so I was there for like 5 or 6 hours by myself. So I decided to grab the tractor and start cleaning up some of the limbs overhanging the driveways that I noticed. And I was cutting up one of the trees turn the chainsaw off and I hear thump thump. I just kind of turned my head a little bit. I didn't turn all the way around, but it sounded close. It sounded, I mean, I could feel it in my chest. I could feel it hit my, my back. It was close. And so I start messing with the log, and I hear thump, thump, thump. And that's when I turned around. And I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything, so I just went right back to what I was doing. And the thumps I heard down here in SoCal were almost identical. So if you take like a big cinder block and drop it on grass, flat, the thump that makes, that's what it sounded like. That's the best way I could describe that. Obviously, you know what crunching is. You know what footsteps sound like. So there's at least 2 individuals that I know of for a fact. That's obvious. I don't know if that watcher that I came up on that grunted at me is one of those 2. I wouldn't doubt it. But it just mind blowing. I can't imagine. I couldn't have never imagined this stuff happening. So, yeah, I will be going back, and I will continue to push to get that camera. I got a weird feeling in my head I'm going to go up there one day and that camera's going to be sitting on that structure. And that's going to be an absolute mind blower. I could just picture that happening. So that would be absolute mind blower. So, but they had that whole hillside barricaded off. Couldn't get through no matter what way I went. And they sure as hell knew I wasn't going way up the right, because I mean I would damn near need climbing gear to do that, and they know I wasn't going to do the 2-mile hike up the other mountain. So they knew I was going to take the easiest way. As soon as I left that Sunday, they probably got to work barricading all that stuff off. That's for sure. I don't doubt it. As soon as I left on July 7th, they probably got right to work. And they're like, no, not having it. Nope, he's going to be back. I can guarantee it, because his camera's still out there. He'll be back. They knew I was going to be back, and they had to get to work. They did a damn good job of it, because I couldn't do it. I'd need a chainsaw. So, they did leave me some pretty cool new stuff. They definitely let me know that they were there with the grunts and the growl and the branch breaks, and absolutely cool that I figured out the pattern. When I don't have my phone in my hand, I get the response. I mean, they know. They know. They're intelligent, for sure. So I didn't want to push my luck, and I got out of there. So there will be another time, and I don't know. So we'll see. Absolutely amazing. So just apologize for not being able to do live. I know I kind of, hey, I want to do a live, and apparently eBay's new requirements, or not eBay, YouTube, sorry, just kind of trailing off here. YouTube's requirements for mobile live streaming is 1,000 scrubs. So I'm not even nowhere near that. So that sucks too, because you should be able to use that feature to grow your channel, regardless of what you're on. So that sucks. I mean, I really wanted to do live from the woods. Absolutely, that would have been absolutely amazing. So I apologize. It's nothing to do with me, just ridiculous requirements. So, doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So, with all that being said, I'm going to get my ugly mug off here and go make something to eat. And make sure you like and you subscribe and you share these videos, you know. Get me up to 1,000 so I can start doing live from the woods. I would love to do that. And I think next time I'm just going to go to the structure and literally take a chair and just sit there. I'm going to plop a chair down and sit there. You know? I'm going to let them know they're there. Hey, I'm here. They'll notice me. You can't miss me. I stand out like a sore thumb in a crowd. So, they'll know. They'll know it's me. And, I want to build a relationship with that. It may even be a clan. It may be a family unit. I don't know. But from the amount of prints I saw, there's quite a few up there. So it could turn out really good. Or could turn out really bad. So, who knows? So, I apologize for the crappy camera angles. I apologize for the live. The breathing. You know, I do all this stuff from my cell phone. So, you know, there's reasons for everything. So, I appreciate every single one of my subscribers for sticking with me. I know I don't get to go out and do this a lot, but I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. So, everybody get me up to 1,000 so I can start doing live from the woods. And, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I can't believe how active that area is. So, and anybody is more than welcome to go to the past videos to these new videos I just posted and compare them. I have already done it, several of them, and absolute changes, and this is only a 5.5 week period from the time I put the cameras out till this last Wednesday. 5.5 weeks, and they did so much stuff. Not even funny. So, alright, that's enough of me. Catch you in the next run. See ya.